Howdy, folks. How are y'all doing this evening? Projectiles are sharp. There's Dana. Scroll back and see what we got. Henry G. Marco, Angelo, TKE stopped in briefly, but apparently he's not able to be here for some odd reason. And then we've got Dana coming in. Projectiles are sharp. SC Knife Monkey, Jim Cox, Neil McKenzie, there's TC Blades, the recuperating Mr. Spine whacking feller there. I'm glad he's doing well. And then he scared me on I was watching something earlier today, and he dropped the knife on the floor and stepped on it, apparently. Projectiles, that one won't be leaving. I got that with Father's Day money, and that was actually my first pickup at last year's Blade Show. I had no plans to get it, and I walked up and he had two of those on the table, and I was like, well, I kind of like this. But if something ever happens and I have to get rid of it, I will try to get in touch with you, Mr. Projectiles are sharp. There's Delirium. I just talked to him like half an hour ago. A co-worker. He helping me out by jumping on here. It's probably the best config there is out there. Projectiles, if I'm in my opinion. Which one? The one track mind ire. All right, I will try to keep an eye out for that too, Projectiles. Yeah, there's a few that I have that I just couldn't get rid of. Well, I've got some in my case that I've shown you guys before that I can't get rid of. Well, I would very much not like to get rid of. I won't ever say can't. Because you never know what kind of situation you might get in to where I'll trade you a gecko. You funny, TC. Oh, well, maybe for we can talk about certain other items I have, but not my one track mind ire. Yes, sir. I think I said hello to Neil McKenzie. I do like the Pictus, but I don't know, and I don't have a oh man, Orca. I don't have a Remet Orca on the table today because I've actually sent mine to Fred. He wanted to take a look at it. Dana, listen here, mister. I know it's not your bedtime yet, but you're dreaming or something. Because absolutely not. He doesn't get that. He doesn't get that one. Projectiles are sharp says, I completely understand. I have a few memories attached to that I would not get rid of unless I had to, like my PM2 Warncliffe carried on my wedding night. Yep. TC says, be right back. Pizza time. And that's a negative, Dana. A big negative, sir. So are y'all having a good Friday evening? Are y'all ready for Metal Complexes live? I think I saw something a while ago. He's got an inordinate amount of knives in his jackpot there that should be interesting to whomever wins it. I was telling my wife about it last week, and if whomever wins that gets, if they don't have a knife collection beforehand, I think it would be they would have a knife collection after the fact. So not likely to win because there's usually 1,200 people, but I'm not going to say never because I actually got drawn on for a bonus knife on his live here several months ago. So I'm not going to say. Nick, I have not got to try the V2. And I hear that it is really good, but that one's more along the lines of it's got more sentimental value than anything. And I understand the V2 is a nice improvement. Angelo says, if I was to win, I'd retire. I don't know if that would. I don't know if that'd be enough to retire, but but it would be fun. Now, if you're talking about something else, another jackpot, then yeah, maybe so. But I don't enter those, so I think there's no way I can win one of those. But I do think I saw something about I want to say Illinois or something like that. Somebody won a nice big lottery. I'm not even showing the little penguin, am I? The nice big lottery here last night. One person won a $1 billion, I think, before taxes, of course, which takes 50% of that. Dana says, I hate chicken fried steak. Thank you for being here. Dana says, if I were to win, I'd probably have a heart attack. Don't do that, mister. Nick Travelgini says, if I win the Metal Complex jackpot, I seriously may just drop out of the knife community. That's enough to keep me busy for a long time. Yeah, that's a lot of knives coming in at one time. Mama Lou, thank you for being here. And I hope you are having a fabulous Friday as well. And you're out there on the West Coast, almost out of work. Thank you for dropping by. Do appreciate it. Angela says, if I didn't win the lottery, there would be big signs. There's that Marco Yee. So let's see if I can refresh this. My stats aren't coming up for some. Oh, there we go. Got it now. So I did have a few knives come in today. I put these up here. I put the Ire and the Miguron, the Militol there because I was asked last night about the walking and flicking in gloves, and I was trying to decide which would probably be the best knives to try that with, and I think these two might be up there along with the EFD, Everyday Field Duty, but we'll see on that. I was just I had those out just thinking about it. So I'm going to try that. We're going to try walking and flicking with work gloves on, and maybe tomorrow. Hopefully I can. I think it's supposed to be pretty warm actually tomorrow, but it looked like it was going to. MSI, yeah, that would. We've got one of those too. So we've got several we can try, but I was going to cut grass yesterday, but it just, I mean, it poured yesterday, and then I heard some thunder here close by when I was starting to think about cutting grass, and so I said, well, and then I got involved with some stuff from work, and I was like, well, that's not going to work. Nick Travelgini with a $5 super chat says it's Friday. Let's party with some knives. Well, my partying will be eating my dinner when I get done with this. That's about the extent of it. I didn't even have any caffeine today. What's wrong with me? So, thank you, Nick. I appreciate that, man. And there's Angelo with some cross sword emojis. Appreciate that, Nick. Thank you, sir. Marco says, post your Friday pockets, and we'll check that here in just a minute. My wife said yesterday that if I didn't get to it soon, that I would need to use the bush hog on the tractor to do it, and that's okay. I've done that before. But we live out in the country, and we live out back behind the woods. So it is what it is. Hey, Mick Ranger, thank you for being here, man. Dana says, I'm not sleepy, mister. Member for 15 months, man. Do appreciate that, Dana. That is awesome. There's Wanna Know Why Knives says, yo. And y'all let me know if my mic, if I get loud and my mic doesn't cut that out, or if it breaks up or goes crazy or wonky or anything like that. I should have settings in that keep it from doing that if I do say something, but I don't know. I don't usually go back and listen to the lives. I do listen to my videos when I do the upload, but I usually don't go back and watch the lives. All right, so go to the Discord, post your carry for the day. I know it's only been a day since I've done a live, and I don't know that I've ever done 2 lives back to back, but I figured I would just run this and see how it goes, how tonight goes. This is not my normal time. Thinking about possibly making it a normal time, but I want to see what else it might run into, how it goes. I texted my wife earlier today and said, hey, you mind if I do a live tonight from 6 to 8? And she goes, I don't care what you do. And y'all guys, you ones that are married, know that that's not, you gotta be careful about things like that. And but immediately she sent 2 emojis of laughing with the tears coming out of the eyes, so to let me know she was just messing. So I tried to get her to come in here and get on the live, but that was an absolute no. She's already in her comfy clothes and probably sitting in the bed in there. So, all right, let's see. Marco says Thomas will be live every day now. Not hardly, sir. Nick says, I like this time, keep it. Dana says, I might be able to make this one more frequently. Yeah, 9 o'clock is, or 9:30 is tough for the East Coast guys. Now, this time might be tough for the West Coast guys, but it seems like it doesn't matter what time of day people get on, so that's a cool thing. Marcus says, can Thomas come out and play? Oh, man. Mick says, definitely a good time. I don't think I'm running into anybody right now. And kind of a precursor to TKE is a different story. Hey, Paul Mills. Thank you for being here. And what's yellow there, Paul Mills? Oh, yellow, as in hello. Gotcha. I got you. So this may be one we stick with. Because my wife's usually like, we don't usually do anything on Friday evenings. So this might work out okay. During the week, probably not, but on a Friday, it may be a good time. Rolf is streaming, but it's not knife content. But he's not normally streaming at this time, is he? I think there's another I think Replicant starts up, but I think that's about 7:45 or something like that. Projectile says, hey Nick, I just got back in here. Is the acid wash one like Tommy's with the micarta? Cause that's the only one I want. If you have, okay. Nick may have a IR V1. Jim says, I used to follow the schedules, but now I just happen to buy streams for the most part. And Jim, I understand that completely. I can't hit everybody's live every time. I do try to hit lives up and hit lives that I don't normally hit every once in a while. But man, it's hard to sit down and pay attention to a live when you've got all this other stuff that you got to get done. So I understand completely, Jim. Paul Mill says, no nap today. You didn't get a nap in, man? If y'all see me tapping off here to the side, I'm trying to keep up with a little bit of what's going on another social media platform. But I'm not able to do that either. Jim Cox says, I need a nap, but it's getting too late to take one now. Yeah, well, I can't say anything. I usually don't nap, but if I do nap, it's right here, sitting in this chair with my head leaned back, and it's not usually for very long. Now, my wife, on Sunday afternoons, we get home from church, and she heads for the bed. She has to get up at 4:45. She leaves the house by 5:50 and drives almost an hour. So she gets to work just before 7, and then she gets off at 3:30 and drives back home. So she gets home usually about right at 4:30. And she's not a huge fan of that. So she gets her naps in on Sundays to get a little extra rest in. Nick says, it's in my pocket check. You will see it shortly. Yes, I have the dark wash and my Carta variant. Cool. KO Bunny says, I'm thinking of buying an expensive knife. It's $900, but I don't know. Well, that is on the expensive end for me, but I'm with Jim. What is it? I'm not opposed to if I have that much, and I haven't had that much, but very infrequently. Dana says, "Do you want us to talk you down there, KO Money?" Or at least I think he did, and then I said it and he retracted it, so. An unidentified coal steel Tonto. I don't know on that one. I can't say. Oh, is it doing the translate thing as well? I forgot to set that. I haven't seen any crazy characters, but I've seen a couple of you guys pulling your comments. So, is it doing something crazy, or is that just on y'all's end? One of a kind. That makes a difference there. I got cooler ones for way less money. That's hard to know. And I'm thinking what Jim's saying right there. That one. I guess I better click off that because. Right, Jim. Projectiles. It's TKE's Discord actually that I have my pocket check on, and if you need the link to that, I can probably get it. Ryan Crow, how you doing, sir? Whoops. I'm starting up. I started up the wrong thing. I started up ham radio stuff, and y'all don't want to see that. There we go. Okay, you got it. All right. No, I don't have my own, but somehow somebody set me up something in TKE's, and Marco says it's the best channel on that server. That's what he says. I remember, the older I get, it's like, wait, did I do that, or what was that? And Mopad, he gives me a hard time. Marco says, but what do I know? I just think it's funny that Marco says that. I don't know if TKE just glosses over it and goes on or what, but I think it's funny. Or that he just doesn't notice that it's being said. He probably don't care. He's cool like that, but I just think it's funny. Of course, I mean we like giving TKE a hard time anyway, so that's good. TK who? Marco, you saw his comment from earlier, right? I don't know if you can scroll up to the top anymore, but he was afraid he wouldn't be family friendly now that it's I guess past work hours on a Friday night. All right, so how many of you guys get on Whatnot and look at the knife? That's right, keep it clean. Get on Whatnot and look at some of the some of the knife auctions. Want to know why Knives says I'm in Texas and still working. Yep, it's what, 4:30 there. Want to know why Knives? Yeah, I do too, man. He thinks he'd be different somehow. Yeah, right. Just TKE. Lion, not a sheep. How's it going, man? I know Lion, not a sheep gets in there because I see him. Paul Mills, they call him the working man. Joe Kasprick, thank you for being here, man. Oh yeah. Projectiles, they are definitely salespersons. Just yeah, I'm on there. I'm a looking, or I was before the live. I can't do so much looking now, but yeah, I was on there a little bit. So I would like to get one of those Blade City Fenriers, the Fenrir with the alternate blade shape, as it were. And wait a minute, somebody asked me something up here. KO Bunny, it is technically a Spyderco, but it is one that I made from her, or bought and put together for my grandboy. It's a lock back, and actually locks up pretty good, but and it glows in the dark. Let's see if I can. It glows. So we put it together, and then he forgot about it, and so it's just stayed here on my desk until he remembers it. We put it together a little earlier than I wanted to for him. I'm still afraid he'll break it, but that's all right. He's learning. He's got his play knives. What is that middle one? This one here? The very middle one? Let me know, TC. Lion says they gave an ADV mini butcher away 10 minutes ago. And I'm trying to see if... Well, hey, let's see. I think I saw... There's Cat Scratch. Hey, how are you doing? Do appreciate you being here. There's Mo Patty. How are you doing? All right, I've had my finger on this one for a while. Oof. TC. Marco said maybe the Spyderco can be your next spine whack candidate. Did TKE come back in here? I'm missing stuff if it did. Oh, let's change that right there. The blue and red. This is a Remet. No, it's a DreamTech. D4542MR. It is a budget model. I think it's about $60. It is a button liner lock. as you can see there with the liner, and it can be actuated either with the liner or with that button. You got reverse flick, you got top flipper, and you've got a regular flipper. So, interesting little blade shape. I thought that one was fairly neat. Speaking of whatnot, it is a decent looking knife. They had a couple of different configurations as well. Yeah, I've been trying to follow that conversation around that the one that KO is looking at, and yeah, same way. You start going off into a rabbit hole, like Jim Cox says, and then it gets just deeper and deeper. Mo Patty, how you doing, ma'am? Are you having a wonderful day? I have a feeling may know what you've been probably doing. Probably things in preparation. But TKE was saying he was gonna have a couple more Saturdays of taking over for you. On this one here, TC. Oh, don't do that. It's too good of a flipper. It's a good reverse, but man, the flipper works. The flipper works really good. I said trying to do a pinky flip on it. For the one that you were trying to get there, Mo Patty, the one out of town that you were looking at. That's awesome. Jim Cox says, don't leave any window fans behind. You'll probably need them more than ever down south. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that it's going to be any worse than Missouri. Awesome, awesome, awesome there, Mo Patty. That's cool. Good deal. Congratulations on that. David Gaducci. Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be, it'll be warm for a few more months probably. But I tell you what, the coldest I can remember being was in South Alabama one year. It was just, brutally cold down there for some reason. When we were down there. And I know that South Alabama ain't normally cold, but it was when I was there. So, and that's not that far away. How many hours is it from where you're at to where you're moving, Mo Patty? 6-8 hours? Something like that? Seven hours? Yeah. Okay. That was a good guess. I used to drive from Greenville to New Bern, North Carolina every week. I drive out on Monday and drive back on Friday when I worked for a automated med dispensing machine company. So that was a Let's see. Lana, she said a task of tools. Damn, still Gremlin just sold for 180. Also, yes, I'm doing two things at once. All right, very cool. The Maroni just won a DLC Kaiser Hallow. Very cool. I actually won a buyer's givey on a very inexpensive knife the other day. So that should be interesting. I haven't got it yet, but we'll see. Yeah, they are giving away crazy knives every 5 minutes. That's why you see me here on the side going, hitting the phone. Hey everybody. I don't know that hopefully I'm not missing anything, but I have a feeling I am. So, in fact, I've got behind on the chat here. Jim Cott says it'll be worse for a few more months. Same humidity stretched out for a little bit longer, yeah. And probably a little bit less snow as well. Most times. Let's see. Paul Mills says I'm back. Welcome back, man. And something's going on. Yes, Blade City is giving away crazy knives like every 5 minutes, and they're giving away stuff like a Microtech Amphibian was one of the ones that they gave away earlier. So they're giving away crazy stuff. It's like their 2-year anniversary or something like that. So it's neat. It is. So if you're not on, or if you're on there, you might want to get over there and kind of hit that giveaway button. So yeah, I saw you. Ow. hit my hand on here, my elbow. Is there are no giveaways on here tonight? If we do switch over to Friday nights, which we might, we'll see how it goes. I'll probably do a couple of more just test ones just to make sure, just like I'm doing tonight. But the last the last Friday or Thursday or Friday of the month, that'll be the members in the participant giveaway. So that's the plan, at least. Oh yeah, the Amphibian's sweet. It's and that was crazy that was just one of the giveaway knives. Lion Not a Sheep says Microtech Amphibian, ADV Mini Butcher, crazy giveaways. And I mean it's like constantly. They're just running one after another. Apparently some of them are sponsored or yeah. Yeah, that was the not so funny bone, right? Got me right there at my elbow. Flytanium Official, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. And it skipped. Flytanium Official says, got any fly questions? So if y'all have any questions to ask, now is a very good time to do so. And we don't normally have famous folks dropping in on the lives So that's pretty cool. Now we did get TC. I mean, we did get Metal Complex stopped by briefly one time many moons ago, but that was just TKE somehow convinced him to drop by for a second, and that was pretty funny. But yeah. All right, let's see. Joe says, give us a hint of what's coming down the pipe. And apparently a cool integral was announced today on Instagram. And got a few knives coming out here before the end of the year. Very cool. Flatanium, I don't usually do my lives on Friday nights, but I figured I would get in here before Metal Complex's big, huge giveaways and see how Friday nights might do rather than usually do it a little bit later on Thursday evening. So we're going to try this and see what's going on. Y'all play nice. Y'all play nice now. Mo Patty says purple, purple, purple. Flatanium official. She kind of likes purple. We try. We just kind of hang out and have some family friendly fun. Yep, MC and B's tonight. Clint Crosby, thank you for being here. TC said me too for some reason. Dana says more purple fly. Purple. People seem to, hey, listen, there is a disclaimer in the Fireside chat part. There's a disclaimer, and it says weather permitting, and it's usually back there in the fireplace. Flatanium says we don't have a lot of purple. Whoops. But we do have a pink something coming. Oh, I think purple's maybe the better one on that. TC says purple. The people have spoken, Flatanium. They're wanting the purple. Dana says purple. Mopedi says yuck. Not pink purple, dark purple. Want to know why now? Says teal and purple. Hey J1, thank you. We do appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Flatanium says, hey, I can pass along the purple stuff, see what we can do. I think it would be a hit there, Flatanium. And I just got a notification that we have lightning nearby. Teal and purple. David says I have both light and dark purple cord. Neil McKenzie says Javon and Satisfaction on my list for tonight. Yeah, I'll probably hit Stevie and Maddie's live up for just a little bit. They run a little late for me. All right, let's see. Want to know why Nice has got to go a little bit of gender neutral? Well, Patty says, Flatanium, do you ever send out knife reviews to little channels? We have a teal arcade light coming out soon. That's pretty cool. I think TKE actually gave away a arcade last Saturday on his live. David Gaducci says, keep up with Wanna Know Why Knives. He's getting all kinds of paracord stuff for giveaways soon, including purple. Oh, yeah. Any of us that are friends with Kelly have a lot of paracord to put in with our giveaways. Jim Cox says, you unplug the antennas for electrical storms. Not usually, Jim, unless I get ahead of it well before it gets here. I have a thing where I don't really want to be touching that if the lightning's already popping. So I usually don't. But like if I'm not going to be home and I know there's supposed to be some weather, sometimes I will unplug it. But usually no. In fact, we've never so far, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen. So far, we haven't had any issues with the with lightning. We have some very tall trees around, which I know doesn't necessarily mean anything. And technically speaking, it could run in the ground from one of those trees. But usually, we don't have a problem. Usually. Flytanium says, okay, I got to get back to work. Fun stopping by. Good to meet you all. Thank you for stopping by, Flytanium. Do appreciate it. And y'all don't forget to check out Flytanium. They have some cool stuff. Cool knives and other stuff as well. Paul Mill says, I could use some scales. Dana says, wasn't terribly difficult to sign up for Blade City giveaways. It is not. Y'all let me know if I win, because I'm not going to see it. TC says, Flytanium was going to come see it Blade Show, but couldn't get away from running the Remet booth. They are grounded, Jim. Not as good as they should be. I have a grounding rod run into the right beside my office here, and have a copper pipe that I ground things to in here that's connected to or it should be connected. I think it may be connected. It may not be connected. It was at one time connected. I think I'm just remembering something that I saw when I need to check that out. Anyhow, yes. Songs, yep, absolutely. TC said, just touch a button. Oh, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to spam me because I don't have to say anything. Because as long as I'm in there and present, I think I'm good. I won. Let's see, where's it at? I won one of the givvies on one of the channels here, on just the regular givvy. But I did win a buyer's giveaway, and I got a pretty cool knife coming. But I got it's a glow-in-the-dark bead. But and I'm not even going to say what channel it was because I can't remember what channel it was. And I don't know that I can even find the bead. But I don't know, you guys that tie your own lanyards, I'm not even sure how this would work. And I can't find it anyway, so I guess it's a moot point. You know, I'll find it probably about the time that I get off the live here. And now I'm invested in trying to find it. But apparently I'm not finding it, so oh well. Apparently I shifted some stuff around and covered it up. But it reminded me of the glow material there, but it was very smooth, but it was like almost like a large disc. And So I thought that was pretty cool. Are you talking about glow stuff, Jim? Look at this. Look at this. This is the QSP Coyote. And we'll scoot that up where you can really see it. Look at this. It looks like burlap micarta. But look at those scales. That's pretty cool. The pivot's still glowing there. I thought that was pretty neat. TC says, I don't ever get paracord from people. Jim Cox says there's glow paracord. And Dwayne Letterman said, hey, Tommy. And hey, Dwayne Letterman. I thought that one was pretty cool. Paul Mills. All right. So these TC already asked about this one. This is one that I got in. This is the Dream Tech, and I think I said what it is. I better grab the box because, whoo, about knocked my water over. D4542MR. So that's a pretty cool little knife. That one's relatively inexpensive. I think this was, I would consider this a budget. And it's about $66, I think. So this would be what I would consider budget range, but pretty cool. I mean, you've got this, I think they call this micarta. I think this is a micarta scale with D2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, D2 with for the blade steel, but you've got reverse flick, you've got the regular flipper, and then you've got the top flipper. You've got the liner lock, and then you've got that button actuated liner lock. So pretty cool. Paul Mills, welcome to the Everyday Crew. I appreciate that. And for some reason, Chicken Fried Steak said, there goes the neighborhood. And I'm not sure what he means by that. But thank you, Paul Mills. And then I also got this one, which is a Dream Tech white box. And it comes with, well, I'll show you in just a minute. I'll show you in just a minute because I thought that was pretty cool. That's the first Dream Techs I had got in. So pretty neat little knife this one is. Titanium with their lock, and I forget what it's called. They've got their own special name for that pivot lock. But look at this. Okay, I'm going to actually show you from the $66 knife. So it comes with a cloth with, well, their logo on it, and with a tool for, looks like a T8 on one side and a T6 on the other. Paul says, I felt like membering. I ate some member berries. Thank you for that, Paul. Do appreciate it. Paul Mills says a South Park reference. Yep, and now you got a star. Kay Miranda says, hey, y'all holding the baby, but I'm lurking. Thank you for being here, Kay Miranda. Do appreciate it. Chicken fried twin. Hey, Josh, thank you for being here. So, yes, this is pretty cool. Comes with a tool. I mean, if it comes with a tool, then obviously they want you to disassemble and clean it, right? I mean, that's just a given. So, that's pretty cool. Comes with a troll candy. Comes with a DreamTech sticker with the bear on it. Comes with another, I don't think that's a sticker, it's just a card with a QR code on the back, but that's there. Comes with a few extra body screws. Comes with another DreamTech card with a QR on the back of it. Comes with another card with a QR code on the front of it and information on the back there. And it comes with a plastic baggie that it goes in. But all of that stuff, I mean, that's not stuff you normally get with everyday knives. So it came like that with this around it. The white box version came in a plastic slip thing that slips over the box, and then this came in a leather case. You've got all the same stuff, or pretty much the same stuff, in the bottom there. All the different cards and stickers and everything else. And then you've got a leatherette case here with, I guess you could put it on your belt. That wouldn't be what I would do. But then you have a cloth in there with the tool. Again, with the tool. And the case, or the pouch, actually will hold 2 knives. So I guess if you wanted to take 2 knives around Blade Show and you didn't want to take your backpack with you, you could use one of these. Something like that. Anyhow. Alright, so that's pretty cool. And the chat's gone nuts, which means I'm getting behind. So let's see if we can catch up. Put that back in there. But look at that stitching around there. That's pretty cool. Fred the Lug I saw pop in, but I'm going to back up right quick and say hello. Let's see here. Oh man, y'all have got already chatted off the screen here. Paul Mills said hello to Matt Marr. Good deal. I better catch up. Staff Sergeant Maxima says, good evening, everyone. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Somebody says Maximus for ship captain. Let's see. Somebody must have asked how Lion Not a Sheep was doing. So finally over that mess. Very good. KR4GAGD. Thank you for being here. Fred the Lug says hello to me and everyone else. Good deal. Uh-oh, Paul Mill says they get more evil the further west you get from Illinois. Oh. Paul Mill says, kidding. It's like, I mean, no, it is not like an MC Live in here. There is no way I could keep up. Because look, Mo Patty says, you're old and slow. Thank you, Mo Patty. I appreciate that. Sort of, not really. Old and slow. Paul Mills says, I'm old and slow also. Mo Patty said, no comment. Let's see. Clint Crosby, I don't know if I said hello to you. Thank you for being here. Matt Morris says, I have the same exact Serpentine. Kaiser Serpentine. What are we talking about? Oops. I left that out. I left that out of one of them. I'll have to figure out which one it went in. Matt, which one are you talking about, the Serpentine? Ground Fog, thank you for being here. David Gaducci says, I'm 57, but I'm not slow. I'm told due to my osteoporosis I should be. Oh, my. Leftover bacon for you. Oh, brother. Assist with gizmos. That sounds like somebody that I know that would come up with something like that. But leftover bacon for you. Thank you for being here. And if you're who I think you are, howdy. Oh, Blue says, howdy, all driving home from work, can't tag. Blue, be careful. Thank you for being here. Think I said hello to Ground Fog. If not, howdy, Ground Fog. Dana says, I'm older and slower. Line Not a Sheep says it's been 103 plus for the last week here. Yeah, that's just brutal. Clayton down in South Carolina, where supposedly it's got the highest heat index in the country for the last few days. He was talking about how hot it was. When it gets this hot, I just try not to be outside. But I mentioned a few minutes ago, I need to get out and cut grass. So now would be a time to be doing that, but I'm not going to do it this evening. I'll probably try to do it tomorrow. Fourth one with the black inlays and satin finish. This one here, that's a Militaw with, well, actually it's the White Mountain Knives. That's, come on, focus. Actually blue, very dark blue. What do they call this? It's not rich light. I can't remember what it's called. This is one maybe one. What's the left of the Militaw? That is the One Track Mind Ire V1. It's not the V2. All right, let's see. Y'all are gonna get the chat off the screen here, so I've got to catch up here. One of the why says, almost done with work. J1 saying hello to leftover bacon. Jim Cox says, slow and slow aren't necessarily the same thing, but if you don't know what I mean, you're probably just a little slow. Dana says there's no such thing as leftover bacon. They're cool folks there, Matt. But I think you knew that already. Most of the blades are my style. Yes. I noticed once I put all these out, I was like, just about every one I put out, and some of these aren't mine. That one's not mine. That one's not mine, and that one's not mine, and that one's not mine. But most of the ones that I put out are opening hole, and a good many of them are Warren Cliffy type, sheep's footy type blades. Land Out of Sheep says, I saw your purchase earlier, or that you bought one. What Orca? This one was the pink carbon fiber, and I'm not sure what it's called, but I think I have all three versions now, and haven't got but one of them in hand, and actually sent that one to Fred just tonight. So Fred, if you're still listening, don't buy one. I may have one for sale. And you like it, but I think you probably will. All right, I got to catch up. Today was 110 heat index in Benson, North Carolina. Is that out on the coast, KR4JGD? Oh, brother. Y'all back and forth again. You're right, Dana. It's not going to cut itself. Cat Scratch says, nice and fresh in California. Matt says, oh, it's the Military. It looks just like the Serpentine. Well, I think Jonathan Stiles designed the Serpentine as well, right? Lion Sheep says, I got a new Dream Tech in yesterday. Roundhouse. That's what I was trying to think of. This is the roundhouse lock. And I think Fred sent something that had this in it, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look back. I may not have done that yet. So that may be a new lock for me. Josh said fever. Mopatty says 94, but feels like 101 here. And Paul Mill says, Josh, you got the fever. KR4JGD says, I'm carrying ST154. Leftover bacon for you. You know I like them holy blades. I got to check something here. I think I know who that is. Because I think that's somebody local. Leftover bacon. Are you the same as Star Nerd? Matt says, Mopatty, always good things when referring to you. Feels like 62. What are you talking about, Cat Scratch? Did I miss something? Got the fever because I'm watching them tonight. Oh, brother, here we go. Joe Kasprick said, did someone say bacon? Mopatty says, I cannot wait for winter. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for fall. But for various reasons. Move over, bacon. Nice to meet you. Oh, me. Yeah, it would not be fun. Have y'all seen the new Remet Bam Bam? I did one on one of these whatnot shows. Okay, I think that may have been my question about where if it was out on the coast. I was thinking so. I used to drive out to New Bern. J1 says, no, do they finally have a pic on the Blade City website? That was for the Bam Bam, I would assume. Land Sheep says, I feel that. Heat index hit 111 here in Enid. Matt Morris says, Mopatty, welcome. I got to handle the pit bull and got a tour around the entire facility by those two. Didn't know all the different types of pit bulls that they're doing until Marianne told me. Did you meet the pups, Matt? Were the puppies there? BNC, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're going to have to switch over to Fridays. This seems to be going a whole lot more lively than my normal time. And this was not even a registered one that I put in the schedule. It was just started it up. Matt, Mopedi says, Matt, I have two of them, the Auto and the Rev B. Rev B is my favorite. Okay, that was what I was wondering, and I think I actually heard that. So it's the same one as on the Aurora, and I like that. So that's pretty cool. And Ron said, yes, the Serpentine is designed by Jonathan Stiles. So that means I also have another Jonathan Stiles designed knife here, and that would be the Aura. So he's I don't have a lot of different knives that are, but I've also have the Militaw. I also have the Militaw fixed blade as well. So there's that. All right, let me. I'm fixing to get the chat's fixing to get away from me. I'm not sure if it's up yet. Sold a couple yesterday. They did, but it's thumb stud, right? Lion, not a sheep. And I'll probably, unless you say it in the comment, I probably won't know what I'm talking about. Bo Patty says leftover bacon. Good name. I see. That's exactly who I thought it was when he made that comment a while ago. So I thought this is actually leftover bacon is actually a good friend of mine who is into knives and has been to Blade Show. He just doesn't get on here very much. So he stopped by to say hello. So y'all welcome him, and thanks for stopping by, man. Do appreciate it. That's awesome. Matt says, Mopedi, in my opinion, Pitbull has the best auto action out of most, if not all, USA made autos. Really thwack, it does. You better be holding on to it when it opens. Henry G says, I'm so ready to start complaining about the cold. Mopedi says, Matt Moore agreed until you try the McNeese auto. All right, here we go. KR4JGD says, Ron Chrome rocking the ST154 I won from you. Mopedi says, I would never complain about the cold. Leftover bacon says, I like chicken fried steak too. Dana says, fall is almost here. It actually starts September the 15th. So a month from tomorrow is when it starts here in the upstate. In the lower part of the state, it actually starts tomorrow and runs till January the 1st. So it's got one of the longest hunting seasons. South Carolina has one of the longest deer hunting seasons in the nation. But ours doesn't start for another month. So my wife calls that September the 15th my second birthday, because my birthday is 2 days before that, and but I always take off the 15th to go hunting, so she calls that my second birthday. All right, Dan Stan says 102 degrees today here in Fluggersville, Texas, and I probably didn't say that right. Lion Not a Sheep says, I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I love the cool weather. This 100 plus is killing me. What did I say? Didn't I say aura? Did I miss say that, Fred? I may have. On the Edge. How you doing, sir? If y'all need stickers, he does a great job. And if you you can ask him about putting additional information on the back of the sticker there for handing out at like a Blade Show or something. Matt says, Yes, they were. Every time I go, they always jump all over me, but they're getting used to me now. They still cut my... Oh, man. There's something that my wife was... When we went, we had left our dogs behind, and it would only been a day, so she loved being able to pet the puppies. KR4JGD says, I have 80 subscribers now. Congratulations on that. Y'all go check out KR4JGD and sub if you haven't done so. Let's see. Yeah, I thought it was thumb. I'm not so much on the thumb studs. Dana says, thanks for stopping by, leftover bacon. The oxymoron there. Paul Mills is 81 now. Crow's Blade says winter's coming. Not for a while here in the South. It'll be plenty warm up until September probably. Dana says time to put some back straps in the freezer. Absolutely. Paul Mills says he's got 81 subs now. Australian G says best budget EDC folder for self-defense in your opinion. All space, so we love a Texan perspective. Y'all that are in Texas, let him know what that best budget EDC folder for self-defense would be. I don't have a clue on that one. Lion Not a Sheep says, was anyone entered the Bearded Man 26's giveaway on Instagram for that Rip Knives Danny Yard Mini Russo? Such a killer knife, didn't recognize who won it. David Gaducci says early fall hunting starts off with morning dove. Dove hunting starts September 1st, I think. And then archery deer in September and October, while general deer and gun season start in November. Spring turkey season starts in March in Alabama. About the same. I think ours usually starts in April for the turkey season. Crow's Blades got Green of Thrones just finished the newest season. David Gaducci says 2 days I can bow hunt. Very cool. And by the way, thank you Australia for being here. Do appreciate it. Dan Stan says, backstrap sounds so good right now. Worried about folders folding on my hand. I would definitely go with that's interesting. Blazer on yours. Hey, John Pearson, thanks for being here. But I'm not understanding the question there. Don't mind answering. Blazer. If you're in Texas, you can get the Espada XL. Yeah, fixed blade. But you're looking for a folding, I think. And Fred Lux says, got to go for a bit, be back soon. Just wanted to find a quality folder. That's a good question. Jim Cox says, defense isn't allowed in Australia. This one, if you look this one up, this was actually made by Dirk Pinkerton. You can look him up. That may be one that you want to look at. Mopedi says, John Pearson, stand by. There's always a delay in chat. I may have missed something earlier. Let's see. Showing Blazer on yours. I'm looking back to see if there was if I missed a question prior to that. But you guys help out if you can, because I'm not understanding that one. King Miranda, Appreciate all the hellos. I do like this time slot. This might be, we may switch to this. We'll see. We'll see. I like the milling pattern. Okay, I think that was on this one here, yeah. Yeah, I think, check that out. I think that's, that may help you out a little bit. Jim Cox says you should check out some South African knives. You can probably order pickle steel knives while we can at the moment. I like the button lock, the Main Street. I'm not the best thumb stud person, but the action on this is great. It is the golf putter pattern. And it fits well in hand and gives you a pretty substantial grip on that. Also, Australia. Was that knife model the Escort? This is the Main Street. This is Concept. They have different versions. They also have a crossbar lock, but this is the top liner lock is the newest version, and it fits good in hand. It's very grippy, and I like it. I like it a lot. And they're not very expensive either. I think there's actually some budget versions. There's a couple of different sizes. So that would be one that might work for you. Bluminati says, okay, I'm home. Cooling off now. Awesome. Yeah, I do love a good Warncliffe as well. KR4JGD says, is that an Urban at the top of the screen? This one here, no, it's just a glow in the dark plastic one. If that's what you're asking. If that's not, let me know and I'll be happy to try to figure that out. Projectiles Are Sharp says, that's such a pretty knife. I wish it was bigger, but I have gorilla hands. Get you a Spyderco Yo Jumbo there, Projectiles. Kane says, I was thinking of the Kaiser Masu. Yeah, those are good, Kaiser and Civivi. I agree. I like the button lock, top liner locks. Absolutely. Leftover Bacon says, King Miranda, you plan to shipwreck some copper? I'd love to try that. I have a couple of copper Kershaw Natrix that I've thought of trying. You should do that, Leftover Bacon. Absolutely. I did reviews on all three sizes of the Yo Jumbo, Micro Jumbos. So that was pretty cool. And yes, I agree. Shipwreck looks awesome. I haven't, in fact, I toyed with the idea of getting a copper scaled knife just to try that. KR4JGD says, I have 7 Spyderco knives, Urban, Tenacious, Military 2, Delica 4, Caracara 2, Caracara, and a Rock Jumper. I don't have a whole lot of Spydercos. I have a couple of Mannix 2s, and I still gotta come by Jason's house and show him some knives. All right, let's see. South African knives, they have, for some reason, they have a different look to theirs. And I love South African knives. I got one on me now. TC's got my other one. But that's a South African knife there. Jason hasn't seen that one yet. But Kane says, I think I'm going to move to ProTech next. Keep looking at the new Synapse. Almost sold something for one. Man, the Synapse is one of my favoriteest Vero designs. And actually, Leftover Bacon had ended up with what I consider one of the best configs of the Synapse, in my opinion. Dan Stan says, Kane, I really like the Masu design. Want to know why? Says, pulling away from job site. Paul Mills says, can't go wrong with the ProTech. Jim Cox says, Pickle still has some knives made in China, but uses a lot of South African designers. I saw somebody, and I can't remember. Oh, it was Neves was walking around Blade Show and saw a production knife made by had a South African designer, and I can't remember exactly who it was, what the knife maker was, but I was like, man, I would like to get that particular knife. But I actually contacted Neves, and he didn't know what the name of the knife was either. So it may have been a prototype that wasn't out yet. Jim Cox says shipping probably isn't bad from South Africa to Australia as it would be from South Africa to USA. Australia, that's the Amamba. Arno Bernard Amamba is actually the other South African knife that I have. TC's got mine right now and has done a bang-up job on Zerk blasting it. So that's pretty cool. But the Amamba is awesome, in my opinion. Mick says, yo, Kane, how's the baby? Jim Cox says, I have not checked out the higher end South African stuff yet. Lion Not a Sheep says, how has anyone not watched the new Reacher yet? Watched the first episode, talk about a wild first scene. I have not. Jim says, people definitely speak highly of Arno Bernard. Yes. And I'm telling, there's something about the South African designers that it just is crazy. Okay, we need to go over and check out the Discord here in a minute. Bluminati says he's just seen they dropped the new season, maybe missing from knife streams for a bit. Lion Sheep says the first 2 minutes is wild, probably the craziest intro I've ever seen. David says, I'm going to put in Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham when they get started. On the Edge says, I just ordered a buck knife. Let's see if I can click on it. It's not going to go on this computer or on that from that. I'll have to check that out later on the Edge. Care4 JGD, appreciate you stopping by. And I'm going to head over here to the Discord and we're going to pull that up and take a look at some knives. Alright, let's see here. Make sure I get the right channel. Alright, let's scroll back. All right. Mopedi says, I want a normal Cansep tipper. Yes, that's a good one, Mopedi. I've not got one of his. I need to get one of Scott's knives, and he designed that one, so I need to get one of those. Dana said, Buck's knife of the month is a blacked out 110. Lion Out of Sheep says, Andre de Villers makes some killer stuff. Absolutely. All right, let's go over here to the Discord. And okay, got that up, and let's turn that one off. And all right, let's go over here and take a look. We'll look at the ones that that's TKE's Tempest Tornado, I think he said it was, with pretty cool design on the carbon fiber there. And TC had the CJRB. Whoops. CJRB Gobi Premium. Sorry about the video there going wonky. Jim Cox says, Tipper is definitely not my style. Not that I have a style. And this is Bluminati's from yesterday. Had the Wixco. He had the Kaiser. And he had the Burning Stables Forges Caius. In fact, I've got mine in pocket as well. Oh, you guys can't see it. Can't see that. But the Burning Stables Forge Caius. And I'm not going to try to put that back in pocket, or we'll have a TC situation here. So we can't be doing that. Leftover Bacon says today's carry is the Adam Purvis Primordial MK4 in TI and Stonewash blade. I think I need to get that one and do a disassembling cleaning on it, don't I? Lanyard Man, hey Lanyard Man, thank you for being here. So that button lock Melta is looking like it will be on my future soon. All right, this is, let's say, disable that. Jim Cox, that's the NIP L. And then Nick Travelgini says the One Track Mind Ire and CKF Rotten Evo 4.0 and DLC. And that's the V2 there. So the more contoured version of this and a few little other changes. So there you go with the V2 One Track Mind Ire. Joe Isabella, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Lion Not a Sheep says, I really want a Tasca Tools DeLorean, such a sick knife. Yeah, they had some, well, you knew they had some earlier on Blade City. It said they had some scratches on them, but I think with that blade finish, that's going to be part of it. Australia says, everyone thoughts on the Kaiser Muskrat quality. Love it so far. Only had it for a week, though. I can't tell you on that one, but Kaiser generally makes a pretty good product there. So I can't see that it would be not good. Before that, I had the Mini Praxis, great value. J1 says, pretty cool line. Want the Dozier, little Hawkbill slip joint. Staff Sergeant's talking about the Reacher series, watching Lioness as well. I've not seen Lioness. All right, let's see. Okay, so we've got those, the CKF Rotten Evo and the One Track Mind Ire V2. Lion Not a Sheep. That looks like a Sakori and a Pictus. So he's rocking the Gecko Customs today. Very nice blades there, Lion Not a Sheep. I like both of those. Trying to talk Troy into trading me for a Pictus. Projectiles are sharp. It's got the El Camino. Those are cool green scales, by the way. And then a fixie that I do not know what it is, but also a very cool fixed blade. Let's see if we can projectiles did not tell us what we're looking at there. So if projectiles, if you're still there, let me know what that fixed blade is. And I think I'm not going to take a guess on that one, but I think, well, no. I think that's a Finch. Let me know. Let me know if I'm right about that. And then Jim Cox has the PM2. No, that may be a pair of 3. Jim says that's a Finch, has to be. That's what I'm thinking, Jim. Pair of 3, okay. Thought it might have been a little bit shorter. And then his handy dandy pliers. And pliers come in handy. All right, let's see here. I think that's it. All right, let's go back to the tabletop. And let me catch up on the chat. Dana says the Australia, the Civivi Cogent would maybe be in your wheelhouse. Leftover bacon for you. Let me know, and I can let you babysit the primordial button lock. Dude, yeah, one day. But I tell you what, I was telling everybody last night, I don't even have time to do my own knives because of the amount that I'm getting sent to me to review. So, yes, one day, hopefully. I have done a few of Leftover Bacon actually let me borrow some early on to do videos on. So some of my early knives are from him. Kaiser does a pretty good job with their 154 CM. Now Nitro V not so much. Joe Isabella says apparently weather's not great where he's at. Dana says Pictus is fire. Australia says what knives? Whoops! Everyone carry for jogging trails, etc. Knife wants one for that purpose. Oh, that's a good one. Lightweight. Some people would say a bug out, but I might say for that a Spyderco Manix. To lightweight. This one's not broke in good, but I would say that one may be one to look at. Pretty strong lock, thin and slicey, but that may be one that, or maybe a Sage 6, and I don't have that one in here. It's actually in my other room. Mick says I did the most boneheaded thing ever. I sent someone a package and reused the box that was shipped to me and forgot to take the label off, and it came back to me. Oh no. Oh no. Well, the cool thing is, Mick, you should you should be able to just cover it up and ship it back, right? Maybe? Or did it enter the system and then, yeah, I'd go to wherever you ship that and explain the situation. Leftover Bacon says, I carry my bug out blue FRN, super lightweight, clip is nice and tight. Lion Not a Sheep says, also, has anyone seen the Katuo Mongoose prototype? Thing is wild. I have not. Mick, it's okay. That's right, what Dana said. At least it came back to you. And I do the same thing, Jim. I print the labels and then it usually cover. And sometimes I don't even cut it out. I just use it to cover up the old labels. In fact, I did that earlier today. That's exactly right, Jim. Oh yeah, that's right, Mick. Awesome. Dan Stan says I reused a priority box thinking it would save a few bucks using my own box. Oh man. My foot is giving me fits this week, y'all. I think I'm going to. It's a good thing y'all not here, but I'm going to take that shoe off and find my probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm finding my Crocs to put on. Mick says, I put it on the opposite side of the box, meant to take the label off, but just forgot. William Hornbostel. William, thank you for being here. Says, I just got my Vero Aura knife, the one I won for Rob's Nerdy Knives. Such a beautiful blue. Very cool. Right, Mick? That's my opinion, too. They're the best around the house. Not so much for walking out through the woods, even though I have the camo version, off-road version. But still, they're the best around the house. It's just comfortable, in my opinion. All right, let's look at some of the knives that I have on the table here. And we've kind of looked at some of these. That's the Main Street with the top liner lock. I like this one a lot. It'll probably... You wear shoes down south. All right, Jim. Most of the time. Not so much, Jim. This is the Vulcan Boom Slang, custom knife maker out of California. Trish really liked this knife because it's purple. Fuzzy Crocs in the winter are nice too. Trish liked the purple, but then she saw that the other side was titanium and she did not like it. But this is still a cool knife, and really enjoying that one. This is not mine. This was actually another friend from down toward Greenwood's knife. This is the Remet Camel, and with the rose gold version. Really cool knife. It's another one of these button liner locks that you can access the lock via the normal traditional way, or from with a button. Dana says leather mocks from LL Bean are better and don't look goofy. Hey, you trying to say my Crocs look goofy? I take offense to that, mister. This is a DreamTech with the roundhouse lock. This one is the... And I don't know, they should have names for these things. I can't remember all these numbers. I'm doing good to remember that it's a DreamTech. And now I don't even know what model it is. Oh, D4281VG. Dana says, yes, mister. Goofy, goofy, goofy. Lanier Man says, Camel's the budget knife of the year for sure. Yeah, it's I can't complain about it, but this one's also pretty good. This is the DreamTech. The numbers again, I can't remember them. 4542 MR. And it comes with several configurations, and I kind of like that one too. I don't dislike this. I don't dislike the Camel, so it may be I maybe have to do a competition video between the two. And if you'll look, both of them have nice filler tabs for the reversible clips. Both of them have forward choils. The Camel does win for not having billboarding on the clip, but it's not too bad on the DreamTech. So there's that. That's true too, Mick. Kansas Main Street with aluminum scales at LMAX for $140. Isn't bad. All right, this is the QSP Coyote. And those are the ones with the cool scales that that glow when UV light or regular light is added to it or put on it. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't stay lit up very long though. But I don't know how long it would take if you put it out in the sun for a few minutes. This, of course, is the Kaiser Militao. And I've had this one for a while. This is the White Mountain Blades exclusive, and I forget what this is called. It's not micarta per se. I forget what they call that. This is the One Track Mind Ire. Dog One, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Lionel Sheep said for sure there are, or Jim said there are places I would limit being barefoot. Central Texas full of things I'd not want to step on. So very cool. The One Track Mind Ire. And then this one is pretty cool. This is the, and I've done lost the list. This is the Olatan's Gecko, I think is the name of it. And this one kind of impressed me. It's a neat little knife. It's not super big, but the action on it's great. William Hornbostel says, I hate to be a snitch, but 3 people haven't hit that like button. So this is pretty cool looking knife in my opinion. Fits just right in hand. This is like a where carry to church type knife in my opinion. Not too big. It's got a nice clip on it. Got the nice carbon fiber. Very nice looking blade. And I'm not usually a huge fan of thumb studs, but this one works good. Can't complain at all. And again, not a big knife. And then this is the Kaiser, and I need my list because it's got a strange name. Where's my list at? I had it here. Here it is. Was I right? Yes, that was the Olatan's Gecko SLD Magic. And then this is the Kaiser Takaha. That one's right down Bacon, leftover Bacon's repertoire right there. The Takaha. Kaiser Takaha. This S35VN. Man, this little knife, this one's impressed me, and he's talking about de-flippering it, but I don't know. I think he should delete. The reverse flick is good, but I think the flipper might be even better on this one. So I think that's going to be a bad idea there. And then the other knives that I have here on the bottom, y'all couldn't even see those, but that's the MSI. Someone mentioned when I do my walking and flicking with a gloved hand that might be the one to do it with. We'll see. It's probably going to be between. Let's move some knives off to the side here. It's probably going to be between This one, this one, and this one, I'm thinking that's probably going to be the best knives for that. Or maybe this one. We'll see. They've all got rather large opening holes. Locks that should be able to be manipulated wearing gloves. We're going to see how it goes. But I do plan to do it. I have not forgotten. And in fact, as I mentioned last night, I actually got some fresh looking gloves, some new gloves to do it with, because the old gloves, I figure y'all probably didn't want to see the work gloves that have been used on walking and flicking. So I do plan to do that. Dog One, I think I said hello to you. If not, thank you for being here, man. Dog One said, "Hey Clint, still have that aura of luck? You been winning?" I keep seeing I keep seeing some of the same names that are winning on. Well, that's not a bad looking knife. On Whatnot. But there's no way of me remembering if it's in the same giveaway or channel or not. Clint says, "I can't believe my luck lately." Have you won a lot of giveaways there, Clint? Dog One says, "Somebody got a box of fire." Yeah, help. Bunches. Dana says, "I won a Vombat and a leather wallet this week." That's pretty cool, Dana. I didn't win a flashlight, but I do have a flashlight company sending me a flashlight to review. I thought this one was pretty cool, actually. If you haven't seen that unboxing video or the review, check that one out. That one's actually pretty cool. I've locked the button so that when you press a button and it does that, that means that you've locked it. And so you hold the button down to unlock it. Or at least that's why you're supposed to. Must be doing something wrong. It doesn't seem to be unlocking. Clint says, "A few on Instagram." Now, I don't think I've... Wait a minute. Yes, I did win one on Instagram. One. King Sport, is that a Militaw? That is a Militaw. I actually picked up the Kaiser Retrop yesterday. Jim Cox says, "I have a new Spyderco at the post office, but no money on my card to take the bus downtown to get it." Oh, man. J1 says, "The Vombat looks pretty cool." The Kaiser Retro, I don't know that one, Kings. I'll have to look that one up. SC Knife Monkey says, "Man, I can't put this Miguran Karak down. I'm loving it." That Katuo Griffin looks pretty good too. I was just noticing the one on the... I do not have any Katuos. Jim Cox says, "New to me." Dana says, "Vombat came with extra scales too." Yeah, exactly. Dog One, if you've got a Jeep, you need a flashlight apparently, because I've heard they are. You end up working on them a lot, and I'm just messing with you partially. Because I actually, we had a Jeep at one time. We had a Wrangler for a while there, but when our daughter got old enough to start driving, we decided we didn't need that around, because then she would want to drive it, and then having a having a short wheelbase might be not good for a new driver. So we decided to get rid of that. All right. Jim Cox says those 3 new Megarons look promising. And J1 wants to know, South Carolina Knife Monkey, how's the detent on that Karak? Dog 1 says, Jim, you're going to be calling in favors. And hopefully you can get it tomorrow there, Jim. Knife Monkey says, I sent email to Megaron, asked them to start selling different scales. They sell different spacers. Cool. Yeah, be careful with those. Okay, those are button liner locks. Very cool. Those look interesting, but those are thumb stud only, and I'm just not usually thumb stud only, but there are a few that are pretty good. I was surprised, SC Knife Monkey. The titanium one was like 60 something bucks, if I'm not mistaken, for a titanium button liner lock. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. J1 says, good to hear. Some said the detent was weak. Hopefully they fixed it on all the new ones. William Hornbostel says, have you ever done a mirror polish on a blade? And what steel was it? I have not done a mirror polish. Dog 1 says, I got lucky. 1981 Jeep Wagoneer. Looks 50s. Easy maintained. 72,000 miles. Dana says that 14C28 takes a good mirror there, William Hornbostel. SC Knife Monkey says, when you get ready to buy, please use my link. He's got a link there to Miguron knives. I've only got one Miguron right now, and that's the Morial, and that's a pretty cool knife. I have had a few others on the channel, so they make a good knife too. Jim Cox says, there was a kid I used to work with that was making gladiator grills for the Wagoneers. Dana said, I did a mirror on my translate there, Dana. Yeah, Miguron is doing a good job. Show the titanium Karak. Let's see. As a matter of fact, I still had had it up over here. $59.95. I was looking at it earlier there, SC Knife Monkey. I had it, it was already up. I had it in a, because when I saw them doing the sale on Blade City, I looked at it and I'm like, that was titanium for 60, and they were saying it was 60 bucks. I'm pretty sure it sold for like 40. And I was like, wait a minute. So it actually looks pretty cool for that. Okay, I must have missed something. All right, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And we'll go back over here. Line steel. Okay, cool. William says I plan on using a Dremel. Oh, can't see the knife with a comment. Oh, my bad. I'll bring it back up. Leftover bacon. I'm fixing to go get me some food. I don't want to go overlap people too long. I think I'm overlapping a little bit right now. But leftover bacon, thank you for being here. Yeah, and I was going to look at some of the other. There's the clip. There it is, closed. 3.4 inch blade. That's respectable. 3.73 ounces. That's nice. I wish there was just a little bit there that you could do a top flick with. Top flipper a little bit. Whoops. They do have different colors too, if you saw that. There's a bronzed color, and then they've got a lot of different versions, but the titanium weren't that. In fact, titanium weren't bad at all, even anodized titanium. So I bet you could, at least off of that thumb stud there, Jim Cox. Maybe off the blade. Have a good one, leftover bacon, says J1. Dana, have a good night. We're fixing to get off of here. Dog One says I'm off for more HWG lives. Bells on. Well, we're probably going to try this one a few more times. I think it went pretty well for a Friday evening, and we'll see. This may be a better time than the Thursday night. So that's awesome. Lion Eye Sheep says Clint's been killing it lately on a streak like I was on. I'm not going to complain. I've won a few, so I'm not complaining at all. Kingsport says now I'm going to get a titanium version. Dan Stan says I adore the Miguron Karak. It's such a good knife. Under $40 for the G10. Knife Monkey says thumb stud and button is grippy. It's a top liner lock, right? Or button liner lock, yep. So very cool. Dog One says 35 likes. I like Thursdays as well. Jim Cox says I forgot to hit like. Don't tell Tommy. Dan Stan says smash that like button. All right, you guys. I am going to get off of here. I think we got some more. We've got some more lives coming up, and if you want to try it, Metal Complexes, and see if you can win the jackpot, there's that as well. J1 says I catch a W here and there. One on Wyvern about a week ago. William Hornbostel said laters. Kingsport Cal says peace, y'all. Kingsport, you up in Tennessee by chance? Dog One says cool knife. SE Knife Monkey says both the Carrack and Hover and titanium in my cart. Dog One says later. Dan Stan, thank you for the kind words. Do appreciate that. And thank y'all for being here. Marco, J1, all you guys, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get off here and go heat up my leftover Chinese from lunch today, and rest a little bit. I appreciate y'all being here. This has been I think a pretty good live, and that's true, Jim. That's absolutely correct. That price for titanium is great for someone wanting to experiment with anodizing. That's a great point there, Jim. Thank you, Knife Monkey. Appreciate it. Later, everyone. J1 says, later, Chet. Gonna be going to B's and MC, says Dog1. Clint Crosby says, later, everyone. I appreciate y'all. Hope to see y'all again next Thursday. We'll still continue with Thursday and the Friday thing for a little while. And we'll see how it goes. But y'all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend. Hope to see you again next week. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hope y'all have a good night.